Welcome everyone to Travel Crafter. Today it's Wednesday, so happy Wednesday. Today's tutorial is on this cabled headband, and I'm making use of this yarn 24/7 cotton from Lion brand. It is for medium weight size, and one skein is 100 grams or 186 yards. I'm using my 4.0 millimeter knitting needle. You will need your scissors, your darning needle, and your measuring tape. And I would also suggest using a stitch marker. So to begin with, let us do a slip knot. And using the long tail method, we will cast on 21 stitches. And because we are doing the cabled stitch or stitches, we will also be needing the cabled needles. So choose one that corresponds to your knitting needle and have it at hand. And row 1, we begin with knit 4, purl 2, and for our cables, we will knit 9. So again, knit 4, purl 2, and then knit 9 to set up your cables. And then followed by purl 2 and knit 4. So that is row 1, which will be our right side. Okay, so this is how it looks like after doing the row 1. And you turn your work and you are ready to do row 2. So row 2 is knit 3, purl 1, and then you knit 2, and then you set up for the cables. So that is purl 9 this time. Row 2 requires purl 9 for this cable setup. And then knit 2, purl 1, and knit 3. So again, for row 2, it's knit 3, purl 1, knit 2, and then to set up for your cables, it's purl 9 followed with knit 2, purl 1, and knit 3. So this project is an 8 rows repeat pattern, but you can easily memorize the rows because we will be repeating rows 1 and 2 again and again. So I'm coming to the end of row 2, and the last 3 will be to knit. And this is how it looks like after row 2. So row 3, have your cable needles at hand. This is where we will create the cables, and you will knit 4 to begin row 3, knit 4, and purl 2. Okay, so knit 4, purl 2. Okay, so for these 9 stitches, bring your needle to the back. So put 3 stitches onto your cable needle. So 3 stitches you put on your cable needle. It is kind of hard, but just take it slow, take it easy. Make sure your other stitches will not fall off the needle. And then with your cable needle, you put that on the back of your work. And then now you are ready to knit 3. This is very tight, but take your time. So knit 3 while your cable needles is still in the back of your work. So this is my 3rd knit. And at this point, we will bring back the 3 stitches from your cable needle back to the left needle. Okay, so you put them back on the left needle. Just take your time. It's not as easy as it looks. And this is my first doing cabled stitches also, but it's not that hard. Okay, so now we will knit 6. It's very tight at this point, but take your time. Try to maintain the same tension on your needles. So knit 6. Knit 6, and then when you reach the last 6 stitches on your needle, you will purl 2 and knit 4. Again, when you reach the last 6 stitches on your needle, purl 2 and knit 4, and that is the end of our row 3, where we did the first cable for this project. at the end of row 3, this is how our work looks like. You won't really appreciate the cables yet, but as you go along with your project, you would appreciate it more. Okay, so for row 4, this is a repeat of row 2. So the pattern is knit 3, purl 1, knit 2, purl 9 to set up again for the cables, and then knit 2, purl 1, and knit 3. So row 4 is a repeat of row 2. Okay, so this is how our work looks like after row 4. Still, you won't appreciate the cable thing yet. So turn your work, and you are now ready to start with row 5. And again, row 5 is a repeat of the first row that we did, which is knit 4, purl 4, knit 9, purl 2, and knit 4. So row 5 is a repeat of row 1. So I came to the end of row 5, and this is how my work looks like. So turn your work, and we are ready to start row 6. So again, row 6 is a repeat of row 2. Row 6 and all the other even rows are a repeat of row 2. So that's how it's easy to remember which pattern you have to go or to work through. So again, row 2 is knit 3, purl 1, knit 2, purl 9 for the cables, knit 2, purl 1, and knit 3. So go ahead and do your row number 6. is how my work looks like at the end of row 6. And I'm ready to do another set of cables on row number 7. So rows number 3 and 7 are cabled rows. So to start with, row number 7, knit 4, knit 4, and then you start doing purl 2. Knit 4, purl 2, and then you knit 3. So 1, 2, and 3. And now we are ready to do the 9 cabled stitches. So with your cabled needle, put 3 stitches from your left needle into the cabled needle. So 3 stitches. It's really hard, but if you did not tighten up so much from the previous row, you'd be able to do it. And then just keep your cabled needle in the front of your work. So from here on, we have to knit 3. It's hard, I'm telling you, but take your time. You just need patience. So 1, 2, 3 knit. That is still for our cable stitches. So 3 knit, and then now you put back the stitches that we have from our needle back to the left needle. So make sure you got all the stitches together, that nothing is falling off or slipping off from your needles. So put back the 3 stitches from your cable needles, and then now it's time to knit 3 stitches again. 1, 2, and 3. And now you will have 6 stitches remaining in your needle. So what to do is purl 2 and knit the last 4 stitches. So this is how my work looks like after doing the second cabled row, which is row number 7. And the last row for the pattern is row number 8, which is easy and it's an even row. So we will repeat row 2. Again, row 8 is a repeat of row 2. Rows 2, 4, 6, and 8 will be a repeat of row number 2. So it's that easy to remember in doing this project. So this is how my work looks like after completing row number 8. So this project is a repeat, 8 rows repeat pattern. So you will repeat rows 1 to 8 until you reach your desired length for your headband. Mine came up to at least 16.5 before I did the garter stitch at the end. So measure the circumference of your head before you finish up your cable patterns. So again, this project is an 8 rows repeat, and you will do repeat the rows again and again until you reach the desired length. So it is at this point that I put a stitch marker on the right side of my work, which represents the odd numbered pattern or the odd numbered rows. That way I did not have confusion as to which row that I have to repeat between rows 1 and 2. And at this point, I will also be repeating rows 1 to 8 before I go offline and do my project as well. So let's go over with the pattern, rows 1 to 8 at this point. So right here, I'm doing row number 2, which is knit 3, purl 1, knit 2, purl 9 for the cables, and then knit 2, purl 1, knit 3. I will be putting how to go about knitting each row in the bottom of this screen. So I'm doing row number 3 right here, where I will need the cable needle. So again, row 3, I will put on how to go about each row on the bottom of this screen. So here I am doing row number 3, which is a cabled row, and the pattern is knit 4, purl 2, and then you bring your cable needle to take 3 stitches from your left needle and then put it in the back of your work, and then you knit 3 and then bring back the cable needle into your left needle, and then you will knit 6 stitches. So just take your time, as I keep telling you, because the stitches gets tight as we crisscross our stitches to come up with the cable. And at the end of row 3, the last remaining 6 stitches, you will purl 2 and knit 4. So I'm coming close to the end of row 3, and this is how my work looks like right now. You can appreciate the crisscrossing of our stitches at this point. Turn your work and you're ready to do row number 4 for the second pattern now. So row number 4 again is a repeat of row 2. So row 2 again is knit 3, purl 1, knit 2, purl 9 as we set up for the next cable, and then knit 2, purl 1, and knit 3. And this is how my work looks right now after I did the 3rd and 4th rows for my second pattern. So the crisscrossing of the stitches, they are really wonderful, and doing the cables, it seems difficult. And like in my case, I feared doing the cables just because when I watch some tutorials before, when I read the books on how to do cables, it seems so complicated. But once you get doing it, once you get the feel of it, it's easier to understand and it's easier to do once you are already on it. So go ahead and try to practice on your own, and it will not take you long to learn how to do cables. Okay, so your project is increasing in length, which is what we like. So again, my finished project was 16.5 inches in length without stretching the fabric. This yarn is kind of stretchy, so I know some of the work that is done using the cabled stitches for a headband. It's like the length is more or less around 18 to 19 inches in length. But with this kind of yarn, it's kind of stretchy, so I did not have to extend my project until the 18th or 19th inches row. Okay, so this is now how my work looks like. And at this point, I will be doing row number 5, which is just a repeat of row number 1. Remember, odd rows we'll be doing a repeat of row number 1, And then row number 3 actually is a cabled row. And again, row number 5 is a repeat of row number 1. And row number 7 is the second cable row that we do. So this is where I am right now. So 3 stitches on your cable needle, and then put your needle at the back. So just keep repeating doing it. And I would also advise you not to knit so tight. I mean, with the tension, not to do it so tight, so you will not have a difficult time inserting your cabled needle to take stitches out from your left needle. So at this point, you will appreciate more your cabled stitches. What I'm showing you here is the front, and then the back looks even more beautiful. So from this point on, we will repeat rows 1 to 8 again and again until you reach your desired length. So this is how my work looks like right now. It's about 16.5 inches long without any stretches, and the width is about 2.5 to 2.7 inches. So I still have this much of the yarn, and at this point I will do garter stitches. I did about 4 to 5 rows of the garter stitch, just so that I have enough room for me to seam in at the end of this work. So it depends on you. You can follow what I am doing, or you can use your own creativity on how to end your work. And depending on the circumference of your head, so that will be the guide to how long your project will be. So again, I did about 4 to 5 garter stitches. So this is the last row now that I'm doing. So I am ready to do my cast off or bind off method. So I am using a pattern of knitting to bind off my work. So this is how it is. If you need some help, I have a video tutorial in my past videos on YouTube. So just go and find that video on how to cast off or how to bind off your projects. So get your tapestry needle ready or your darning needle. Just fold your project into half and then seam in the ends together. I am using the whipping stitch. You can do whatever technique you feel is better for you. Sorry if I'm going off camera, but I'm trying to put my work in the middle of the camera. So just seam in the edges. I still have the 21 stitches to work with, so I am using the whipping stitch here. Okay, so this would be the back of my project, and this is how my cabled headband looks like. So it's about 2.5 to 2.7 inches in width. When folded, it will be like about 8.5 or 8.7 inches in length. I hope you learned something from it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, everyone.